Hi, everybody. I'm just going to start my speech off with a little quote. According to a first of its kind survey released by researchers at Temple University and Wisconsin Hope Lab, 36% of students at 66 surveyed colleges and universities do not get enough to eat, and a similar lack a place to live. I personally attend Idaho State on a full ride scholarship, and after paying my monthly bills though, and other expenses, I feel like I don't have enough an adequate amount of money for food just from my stipend checks alone that I get from the school. I also know that if I'm struggling with this, that my fellow classmates are probably struggling with this issue as well. And I know that college students are perceived to eat a lot of top ramen for many of their meals, which is not a healthy or desirable meal choice to have every day throughout the day, at least to me. There are many ways that people can help others go through the struggle and hunger and this lack of resources. From the survey that I held in class, I found that students believed more in donating goods and food than money to charities, which I personally believe that as well. Away from just students, 1 in 6 people are not secure with food in the state of Idaho. Hi, I'm Drew Perkins, and I just want to share a little bit with you about Benny's Pantry. The food pantry was founded in January of 2014, and it was established to help take some of the pressures of food insecurities off the students that attend Idaho State and people in the community. Seeing that about 70% of students that go to this school need some kind of financial aid or assistance, Benny's is an excellent way to seek help in food insecurity and with hunger. The reason I chose to talk about this topic is that there are just so many problems and struggles that people go through, including myself, and I feel like being hungry is one of those things that you shouldn't have to worry about. And I know that if myself and some of the people around me that I see are struggling with it, I know that there are people who are obviously struggling harder than I am with it. I just wanted to talk to you about a few problems that people have with affording college in general. Students simply need help paying for the different costs in college. Researchers believe that the rising prices of tuition to go to college could be to blame for students actually going hungry. In-state tuition and fees at national universities has actually risen 230% since the 2000s, early 2000s, sorry. Tuition and fees are averaging about $10,000 a year with food and housing excluded. So obviously students have to find other ways to pay for this kind of stuff. And most financial aid programs are not paying for food and housing for students, forcing them to have some other source of income for those things. 4 in 5 students work a part-time job while attending college to pay for these expenses. Parents also play a big role in sending their kids to college. About 22% cover the cost for their students. The other alternative is to take out loans, which can be hard for students to pay back in the end. As of 2018, 44 million students owe about $1.48 trillion in student loan debt, and the number is only increasing. It is obvious that school tuition, supplies for school is hard enough to pay for in general without affording the cost of food and living. And when most people think about hunger and starvation, they you think about kids in Africa, not kids in college. Um, I'd like to share a little quote by Centers for Control and Prevention. They had a report that showed that eating a healthy diet and being physically active can balance energy levels for optimal attentiveness, increase focus, and improve their overall academic performance. This kind of diet can obviously not be obtained if students they can't afford it, if they're going hungry, and they're missing out on the performance levels they could be having if they were to be eating 3 healthy meals a day. 6% of students go without eating a meal for a whole day at least once a month. Many students also choose to eat smaller meals or skip meals in general throughout their days to get by. In response to this epidemic, universities around the country have been providing food, places where food can be donated and redistributed to students that attend colleges and other people in the communities. This being said, I'd like to share with you a little bit about Benny's Pantry. Benny's Pantry is an excellent organization to help students get extra food and resources they might need to get by on a daily basis. The food pantry is directly ran by the university and provides services to students as well as the community. The main goal of Benny's Pantry is to help those in need with these extra resources and food in the communities. The pantry accepts a number of different kinds of food, canned food, packaged food, just anything that doesn't spoil, as well as a number of grooming items such as like shampoo, lotion, deodorant, toothpaste, things that help you obviously groom yourself, things that you use on a day-to-day basis. Benny's Pantry also needs volunteers to help with their organization, which if you weren't to want to donate food or resources, you could donate your time. The work shifts that you have to work as a volunteer are not very strenuous shifts, usually ranging 1 to 2 hours, which anyone can make time in their day, 1 to 2 hours, I feel like. There are many locations around campus where you can donate this food and resources. Many of the locations are in the student building, but there are other spots around campus where you can donate these food items. Today I shared with you a little bit about Benny's Pantry and some of the wonderful things it can do for people. I also shared with you a little bit about the inflammation affecting the students in school and their diets. I also shared a little bit of information about how healthy eating can improve your optimal performance in the classroom. I believe that everyone can give something, even if it's not food or other resources. I feel like everyone could at least give their time and help volunteer in Benny's Pantry. And any donation goes a long way for some of these people struggling to eat throughout the day. It's tough to be hungry throughout the day as well as deal with all the other problems that you have. Thank you. That's my speech.